The first rays of morning had not yet reached the horizon. Dewdrops blanketed the ground, shimmering in the faint pre-dawn light, and even the birds remained silent, nestled in their roosts. But deep in the forest, a different kind of activity stirred. For weeks, the farmlands of nearby villages had been ravaged by an unseen enemy that struck under the cover of night. Cornfields lay trampled, potatoes were uprooted, and several sheep had vanished without a trace. All that remained were deep hoofprints and a landscape of muddy chaos. The culprit was unmistakable, a massive, organized, and ruthless herd of wild boars. But these were no ordinary boars. They were bolder, sneakier, stalking farmhouses under the cover of darkness, undeterred by the frantic barking of guard dogs. This was no mere nuisance. It was an open challenge to the village's way of life. Our team was ready to meet that challenge. We were three: myself, Robert, a seasoned hunter with years of experience etched into his weathered hands, and Stephen, known for his unshakable composure under pressure. At our side were three exceptional hunting dogs trained in the rugged highlands: Rex, Dogo, and Shadow. They'd spent the night in the vehicle, their energy coiled like springs, ready to be unleashed. In the pre-dawn silence, we checked our rifles with meticulous care. Every cartridge was in place, every scope crystal clear dot as we left the campsite. A thick fog clung to the ground, swirling around the Jeep's headlights like ghostly apparitions. Our destination was the western slopes, where farmers had reported devastating attacks just last week. A giant herd of boars had been spotted among the pine forests, their presence a looming threat. The route was quiet, save for the occasional snap of pine branches under our tires. Even the dogs were unusually subdued, as if sensing the gravity of what lay ahead. The forest itself seemed to watch us, its silence heavy with unspoken warnings. Robert scanned the clearing ahead with binoculars, his eyes narrowing. Suddenly, he turned, his voice low and urgent. "The shadows are moving. Get ready." We cut the engine and stepped onto the pine needle-covered ground, our boots muffled to avoid detection. The dogs remained leashed for now. We needed to confirm the direction of the sound first. A muffled growl echoed from deep within the forest, followed by a rustle, as if something or someone was deliberately weaving through the branches. I raised my rifle, my breath held tight. Then, a massive black boar emerged, its body sleek and cat-like, its eyes locking onto mine. Time froze. Robert fired first, the shot cracking through the stillness. Stephen followed. The boar staggered, its thick chest absorbing the impact, but it didn't fall. It took a few steps back, then bolted into the woods. The dogs erupted into frenzied barks. It was time to set them free. Rex led the charge, Dogo hot on his heels, Shadow trailing cautiously. They followed the scent with relentless focus. The hunt had begun. The forest was silent as autumn painted its leaves in shades of red. But that silence was a harbinger of a storm. For weeks, villagers had reported the same grim news. Pine plantations destroyed, cornfields ravaged by dawn, and animals mysteriously gone. No ordinary creature could wreak such havoc in so little time. Suspicion pointed to a herd of wild boars, led by a giant said to weigh at least 300 kilos. Our mission was clear: identify and neutralize the threat. This wasn't just a hunt. It was a strategic battle, a race against nature itself. At 4:30 a.m., with the sky still dark, we set out from the campsite. Our ATVs sank into the mud, but our focus was razor-sharp. We scanned the deserted mountain roads, noting broken branches and muddy trails that hinted at the boar's path. The freshness of the tracks told us we weren't far behind Dot by the time we reached the lookout point on the hill. The fog was lifting, and the air was cold but clear, perfect for hunting. Through thermal binoculars, we scanned the forest's heart. Then, movement. A large silhouette appeared near the stream bed, followed by smaller shadows. The herd. Our hearts pounded with a strange mix of fear and excitement. The silence shattered with the first bullet's crack. I shouldered my rifle, held my breath, and fired. The shot hit its mark, and the herd scattered. But this was only the beginning. herd dispersed, the forest filled with grunts, snapping branches, and the panicked thud of hooves. But the leader, the giant boar, didn't flee. Its massive body glided through thick oak roots, zigzagging as if setting a trap. I split the team, one group to follow the stream bed, another to circle the pine grove. I took the direct path, stepping carefully as the faint sunlight filtered through the trees. A sudden crackle stopped me. Through the thermal scope, I saw a giant shadow, 20 to 25 meters ahead, standing like a statue. Time froze again. I fired, the shot echoing through the mountains. The boar skidded but didn't fall, charging into the underbrush. I gave chase, thorns tearing at my face, adrenaline fueling every step. This was no ordinary beast. It was a force of nature. A voice crackled over the radio. Second group spotted in the creek bed. 3 small, 1 large. In pursuit, I took a deep breath. The giant I was tracking was separate, meaning we faced multiple herds. The situation was more complex than we'd imagined.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.